Hey guys, welcome back to the MAUZY channel. Today we are going to look at yet another Protoss versus Protoss, and this one is actually with two familiar names. If you are familiar with the CSO YouTube channel where I also cast, check them out, link in the description by the way, then you might know that we already had a clan war against this player's team. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. This one is from Vulcan Cup, Group Stage 2, as I understood. I haven't followed this live, but I got this replay, so I'm really happy. By the way, we start on Grass 1 in this best of 3, and we have in the bottom right side our blue classic Nexus, the player from CSO ESPORTS. It's mOsTeN. And his opponent for Vengeance Fishing Club, our yellow Protoss player in the top left side of Grass 1, it's going to be Sebesdes, which we will refer to as Seb. Now, both players opted for the classic 2-gate opener with the high ground wall, the 2-gate wall. That is really good against Adepts and all that good jazz. So yeah, let's see how this game is going to unfold, as mOsTeN is going to send out a probe as well as Seb. Yeah, both players just scout each other, see if everything is in order. Both players have their pylons at home, no shenanigans on the map whatsoever. That means we are going to kick off this best of 3 series with nothing too weird. These both players are actually low ground master if I'm not mistaken. Seb even had the GM border. I'm sure mOsTeN has the MMR for GM, so that is really good for him. And mOsTeN is going to block Seb's probe into his main, and we have a third pylon coming up. Seb will... actually Seb is taking a Nexus and then the third pylon, which is quite nice. Stalker sentry on one of the sides, while two Adepts are going to be the choice for mOsTeN. And the Stargate, of course, that's something to mention here. So the double Adept with the Stargate is not that uncommon. You get the Oracle, you try to go in with the Adepts, and you try to harass with the Oracle. Something that I think I saw even Azure play quite a lot, so that's quite common, I would say. Let's see if these Stalkers can actually achieve anything. mOsTeN decides not to finish the shade, as Seb is positioning the sentry, so the scout will live a bit longer. Obviously he's going to scout that Stargate, so he knows what the follow-up is. Scouts the expansion. I think... Now I want to say, this is just my personal opinion, but I want to say people have an interesting playstyle when it comes to below 5k and up, like from 5k to 6k, or like 5k 5 or something like that. So I see a lot of 6k GMs. I think one of them in the Protoss scene, the Protoss race, rather, it should be Night Phoenix, I would say. He likes to go for these aggressive builds, is not afraid of doing one-base shenanigans. Neither does for Julie or Christianer. You know, these pretty high-level guys. In the meantime, hold that thought. mOsTeN is actually sniping a couple of units here, but actually, I think he's going to finish the shade, no? Oh, yes, he's going to finish the shade, but actually this whole attack and pressure doesn't do as much as mOsTeN would like to. Seb is actually defending really nicely. This is a beautiful opener from both players, but a beautiful defense, I would say. And there we go, there is the blink follow-up. Now, two Oracles are going to be able to one-shot if they sync up their shots, and that's going to be the case. mOsTeN is getting a couple of probes here. Total of 6 probes went down and 3 sentries. That's 300 gas wasted. That's 3 tech buildings, or let's say 2 Stargates. You can get the idea right away. It's actually the cost of Blink, pretty much. Of course, that's 50 gas cheaper, but yeah, you get the idea. So the Stalker and Blink. So let's just put it that way then. Of course, we include the Twilight Council. So what I wanted to say the other time, as mOsTeN is still looking for a couple more probe kills. Let's try to keep an eye on these oracles. But anyways, what I tried to say here is some of these lower GM players, they don't really flex with their aggressiveness, I would say. At least I don't see them as much in tournaments. I might be wrong, of course. But I see a lot in CSO Cup, especially when people like Forjumi, I would say Forjumi, yeah, Arrowfire, who else? Christianer, Zyomech. These players probably have more confidence. Actually, not that Zyomech that much. I see Zyomech usually defending stuff. But yeah, pretty much I see them just basically putting up their micro to the test. And who said with the brilliant scout here of mOsTEN's move out. This is going to be really, really crucial. So yeah, those players like to go for 1 bases more often than not. That's what I feel like usually. And yeah, let's see how this push will actually work out, because Seb doesn't have the amount of Stalkers. Actually, he has the amount of Stalkers, but he needs to have them at the same place. Of course, he's afraid of the oracles, and we'll see in just a moment where the oracles are. Oh, they're parked in the middle of the natural. Oh, but there's no shield battery. Oh, this could be actually big. And mOsTEN is going to get a couple of shots off there, and it's going to basically still keep Seb behind in workers. Third base finishes for both players, and they are around the same saturation. Of course, mOsTEN just chipped away a couple of probes here and there. It's not being totally resaturated. Of course, you need to be paying attention to these things as well. Okay, another move out, as it looks like, or maybe it's not. Both players are opting in for the Observer, and neither player has sent the Observer across. Of course, mOsTEN doesn't need to. He has the Oracle. He can tag the army of Seb. Ooh, and is Seb looking for a 4th base? That's the question here. Looks like it, honestly. It looks like a Seb tries to take a 4th base. And let's see if mOsTEN is actually okay. So both players have the same idea, roughly. Oh, hold on a second. mOsTEN just picked up the probe, so that means this 4th base of Seb will actually be delayed, and now he can actually try and warp in something. Oh, but mOsTEN loses both oracles. That is crucial when it comes to scouting, and instantly sends the Observer at least to the middle of the map, as it looks like it. He needs some kind of map vision, and this is pretty much the most common spot that you will see a move out happening from. So it's likely to get a scout on the army, and mOsTEN is actually, Seb is going to be aware that mOsTEN knows there's no shield battery here at the 4th base though. So mOsTEN needs to be really, really careful. According to Seb, he doesn't know about this 3rd base. So, as I said, according to Seb, mOsTEN could be on 2 bases still. Now, the question is, how much Seb's instincts work right now? Ooh, and I really like this from mOsTEN. He has that brilliant observer position there. Seb is not opting to reach for it just now. Okay. Oh man, these players are head to head. Their supplies are dead even, pretty much. Seb is supply blocked currently. He is not building a pylon. Of course, this is going to finish. The Nexus is going to finish on actually both sides. And of course, mOsTEN has a bit of oversupply, but he just defended some kind of attack. He lost a couple of units, but that's not the end of the story there. And difference is, mOsTeN has better production. It has a Stargate, can transition into carriers. He has a Robo, can transition into Robo Bay. But actually, hold on a second, we have Seb transitioning into double Robo with the Robo Bay. So potential for disruptors is going to be there. mOsTeN will send in a Scouting Zealot. That is going to be really, really important in my opinion to confirm that this is indeed a fort base, fully operational, and there is the prepared run by for mOsTeN. mOsTeN will opt in for this this attack on the fort base, I guess. Oh, but Seb's army is really, really close. mOsTeN needs to be careful. There are a couple of zealots here. Army supply is in favor of mOsTeN currently, but he is also losing a couple of units. And look at that. Both players are opting, I guess, to go for a fifth base, as Seb and mOsTeN have a probe to be ready. Ooh, but look at this beautiful run by mOsTeN, just forcing Seb to go back a bit. And now mOsTeN could find an opening, and we have the Warpism going in and just slaughtering a couple of probes here and going onto the production. That is beautiful from mOsTeN. mOsTeN just blinks forward, gets the cannon, will get the Nexus, I believe, and then he's going to just piss off. Most likely that's going to be the case, or maybe he's going to decide to actually fight this. +2 is done on both sides, no +3 yet on either side. mOsTeN will decide to actually back off a tad bit. Maybe he's going to lose one more sentry, but the production and everything else of Seb is actually in trouble. He lost his 4th Nexus. He did not take a 5th. mOsTeN took a 5th, so this is a soon to be 5 to 3 bases, and mOsTeN with the Darkshine ready, up and going. And there is no detection here. Where is the observer from Seb? Ooh, oh, hold on a second, that's mOsTEN's. Okay, never mind. So everything is dealt with. mOsTeN will confirm that there is a couple of disruptors out. So yeah, that's going to alarm him that disruptors are in production for Seb. But mOsTeN also trying to keep up. He has the advantage in a Stalker count, but disruptor count is what is going to decide this, and those disruptor shots, in my opinion. If you can snipe the disruptors, or you can snipe Stalkers, chunks of Stalkers with the disruptors, that's going to be huge. Alright, now Darkshrine is done on both sides. mOsTeN already used it. Seb did not use it yet. There is no proxy pylon, but mOsTeN has a couple. Oh la la, what a catch from mOsTeN. That is beautiful. Let's see what mOsTeN is going to decide. Ooh, did he even pay attention? That's the question. Seb saw a pylon here and is going to warp in a DT. And what is going to be the follow-up here for Seb, as both players are actually, I want to say they are kind of passive. Ooh, mOsTeN is going to spot this. Oh, nicely done there. Snipes that DT, but okay, Warpism is welcomed by a party of Stalkers. So the hallucinated Phoenix will be confirmed that there is no Stargate transition. Shadow Strike on the way. Oh, Seb! Oh, blinks too late! Oh, but let's see the follow-up disruptor shots. Nicely dodged there by mOsTeN, just pulls his units back. Disruptor count is 7 to 3. 7 disruptors on the side of Seb. That is huge, if I could say myself. Oh, beautifully sniped there by mOsTeN. Shuts down the multi-pronged harassment potential, and Seb is not paying attention. Ooh, oh, maybe almost shuts down an Archon. Imagine if both would hit. Oh, but one disruptor is going to go down. One more. Oh, almost going down a couple of disruptors. Oh, but mOsTeN is bleeding out Stalkers like crazy. One more disruptor falls, and mOsTeN is on the brink of defeat. He has something in the main base of Seb, but he's trying to dearly hold on to this game. He has the better macro, he has the better economy, he just needs to defend, and he can remax in no time actually. And he's going to snipe a couple of disruptors, and he's going to snipe the penultimate and the last one. Actually, there is a fresh one here, but Oh my goodness, this is a back and forth game. He has one disruptor ready, and the Archons are going to be evaporated just like that. Oh, but these two disruptors are exposed. One disruptor goes down, another one almost goes down. Seb with two more Stalkers on that disruptor shot's belt. And now he can actually focus once again onto that fourth nexus, but mOsTeN has 10 gateways. He has the money to warp in a lot of stuff here. He actually has money to warp in as many Stalkers as he wants from those 10 gateways. And look at that, mOsTeN is preparing for a 6th base, but Seb is going to move into that area, and potentially he's not going to confirm. Maybe he doesn't really think that this could be a potential base, and mOsTeN beautifully puts a pylon and confirms that there is a 5th base once again for Seb. And look at that, this pylon confirms that there is no base on the other side. This one confirms the sentry and the probe are actually just eyeing it out. Ooh, and this is a full multi-prong game here. And mOsTeN is actually now just trying to get an opening. A beautiful disruptor shot blinks away. One more disruptor shot will get a couple more Stalkers. Ooh, but this one is actually really dangerous. Okay. It's really frustrating when you just look at it. You have one more disruptor shot, but the disruptor has not arrived on the battlefield. And usually it's shooting from off screen, and you accidentally don't pay attention, and you have to either blink away if you have good reflexes, or you just need to accept the fact that you're blowing up your own army, half of your army. That's probably one of the most frustrating experiences that you can have as a Protoss in a PvP, when you have the disruptor war, and it's enough already to have the bullshit dodging disruptors, just dancing back and forth. In the meantime, mOsTeN got that single disruptor that remained from Seb. One more disruptor hits the field, but question is, how long is it? Now the disruptor count has changed. Seb trying to catch up. Ooh, disruptor shot ready. He's going to take down mOsTeN. Just burns that last disruptor. Actually, one more left. Ooh, will this be enough? Oh, beautiful disruptor shot. This is a war of disruptors here. Stalkers are going to be effective. mOsTeN just doesn't micro that shot properly. Gets a couple of zealots for one Stalker of his own, and that should be a good trade, but the question is, does he have enough here? He cannot overcharge his battery, because at least I don't think so. Wait, hold on, no, he can overcharge it. This is the Nexus still has the range, so you should be able to overcharge it, right? Even if the Nexus is not done. Just like you can have the warping conduit, the warp conduit, which for some people it's a super pylon field, where you warp in 10 times faster. And look at that. Seb just loses his third and actually taps out. Just look at the units lost tab. Oh my goodness. 40,000 minerals. And 14,000 gas. Oh my goodness. Close to 55,000 resources lost in a single game. And this was a relatively long game, but we still have at least one more game upon our hands. Alright, and from Grasspawn we go to a more tropical location. We go to Ancient Cistern, as we have our winner from the last game, the Teal Protoss. It's going to be for Team CSO ESPORTS, mOsTeN. And his opponent in the bottom left side of Grasspawn for Vengeance Fishing Club, VFish, it is Sebesdes, aka Seb, as our yellow Protoss player. Alright, now the question is what we are going to see. Looks like we are going to see the same standard openers from both sides. Now, who's gonna do a one base in this dire situation? Sometimes you think like the one that's leading, that's in the lead, doesn't have to do anything crazy, but you know, it's like you don't expect it. That could be a thing. You do not expect it, and whoever does it, it's gonna be like, okay, so Should I do it? Does he expect it? Maybe he expects me to do it because I'm behind, you know? And maybe then he prepares something to counter me, or he's gonna scout more in-depthly, and the one that's actually in the lead is going to be like, should I risk it or just go with stuff that I already had success with? And yeah, it's always the question, right? What should you do? But in the meantime, we're going to see both players just go for the scout. mOsTeN and Seb both have their probes in each other's base. And of course, having the second pylon at home doesn't mean nowadays that there's not going to be a proxy on the map. It could be your probe just slips out. Basically, you manage to just get it out. You manage to do some kind of shenanigans on the map in the meantime. Okay. Alright, so there is a block there, and mOsTeN cannot block Seb's probe out, but he's going to chase it down just to see what's happening. Oh, and there's a pylon block here. Two adepts are going to come up once again. So Stargate as well as the follow-up. On the other side, we have Seb trying to expand. Ooh, wait a second. Is that? Wait a second. Is that pylon blocking the Nexus? Is that pylon blocking the Nexus? I'm really curious about this. It shouldn't, right? Okay, no, it doesn't. Oh, it barely doesn't. It's like one hex away. Alright, so 2 adepts plus 2 stalkers are the follow-up, and the 2 stalkers of Seb are actually moving out. Now, am I a fan of this? I am not exactly sure. Obviously, with good micro, you can actually do miracles here, and mOsTeN with the shot advantage, if we can call it that. Now, 2 more stalkers are moving across the map for Seb. And let's see what mOsTeN decides to do. Seb with 1 more stalker as a follow-up, so we'll have 5 stalkers on the map. No 6th unit as of now, but we have 2 oracles. Actually, no, sorry, 1 oracle in production as of now. Ooh, and mOsTeN has to bring this back. mOsTeN, you need to bring this back. Okay, the shield battery needs to get cancelled. Nicely done there by mOsTeN. And we have a proxy pylon here, which I'm actually a fan of. Okay, I'm actually a fan of this. So mOsTeN is making sure that everything is fine. Ooh, the shield battery had to be finished in on the ramp. Yeah, Seb is kind of in a lot of trouble. He has no scouting potential. mOsTeN has everything. All right, let's rewind this, guys, because this is actually brilliant. So the oracle comes in. Let's just look at the perspective here. Oh, there is no stalkers in the main. He cannot warp in. At least I think so. Oh my god. No. Oh, the undecisiveness. Oh, and he falls too far behind with that stasis trap. He could have tried, but decides to tap out. 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. mOsTeN takes the series 2-0. All right, that's going to be it for me today. I'm really excited for covering more series here on the MAUZYcast channel. If you are not familiar yet, then be sure to check out my gaming channel as well, where I upload all kinds of content, not just Starcraft, but mostly Starcraft. And yeah, check out CSO ESPORTS as well. Huge shout out to them for the continued support. I just simply love that team. It's not even just a team, it's a family. So yeah, check them out. Links are in the description, as well as check out mOsTEN's stream. Hopefully he's going to get back into streaming as well. So let's give him some reasons to actually do it. All right, cheers guys. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good night whenever you're watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.